Hi everyone, it's Eliana and I have another card to share with you today. I'm going to be using the Simon Says Stamp Fab Floral die cutting plate. I've cut this out a few times and have made multiple cards with it. I'm going to be adhering the base to the panel using some liquid adhesive. It will allow you to make any adjustments before it dries. I am going to be using some of the magnets from the Glassboard Studio, and if you go on there and use coupon code UNDERSTANDBLUE, you'll get 20% off. So I'm just going to set that aside and let it dry. And once it's dry, I'm going to be adding the little pieces. I've cut them out of different colors, and I just put them in these little containers to hold them in place. I'm going to be popping them up so it will add some dimension. So I'm just going to use these little foam squares, and I'm just going to add them to every single opening. Once I'm done, I'm going to pick one of the center flowers just so that I can make sure that I can repeat the pattern correctly. And when I did film this video, it started to storm, and so my natural daylight kind of got a little gray, and so I did add some lighting, so please excuse the lighting. So once I figure out the panel, then that way I could go through and I could repeat the pattern throughout the whole design. To me, it was really relaxing. I just had a movie on and I just made several of these cards. I made enough cards just using up these scraps. So here's the different patterns that I had made. Now the edge pieces, those are limited, so that will determine what your pattern is. And then here are some of the leftovers from the blue. I did accidentally cut 2 pinks, so I had a lot of pink left over too. And I just added a different sentiment to each one. For the first one, I'm going to be using this pre-printed sentiment strips from Simon Says Stamp. And I'm going to use my cut-a-line. So I'm just going to line up one of the lines on the cut-a-line, and I'm going to make several passes. And you don't want to push hard, because the harder you push, the harder it is to get your knife to go through. But if you just scratch at the surface, you'll be able to cut straight through. I like doing this instead of using the dies that you can get, because the dies will actually dent the other sentiments and you'll lose the sentiments above and below. And by using the cut-a-line, you can use every single one of the sentiments. I'm just going to line up the sentiment. I'm going to add some adhesive to the back. I'm not going to pop it up just because there's already a lot of dimension. I'm going to use my Misty square ruler, T-square ruler, and I'm going to line it up. I had put adhesive on the back of the strip, so it kept sticking to my finger. I couldn't get it to release, and so I decided to pull out my tweezers just to set it down in place. And this is when you wish that you had a third hand to set things down. And so I'm trying to get everything to adhere. So once that's in place, I'm going to just set it aside, and I'll show you all the different cards I made with it. So using this happy birthday script from Simon Says Stamp, I just mounted it onto the same Tailored Expression blue corn cardstock and just used some gold paper. I did add some gems to some of these cards. I used the Pinkfresh jewel mix, the Stargazer. This other card here is using the Simon Says Stamp Big Thank You. And I wasn't sure which one I liked best, whether I liked the solid background or if I liked the vellum, so I did one of each. And for this card, I used the Simon Says Stamp Chunky Love You. Hope you've enjoyed this card, and don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like button. Have a great day.